What up? What up? What up, doe? I love what up, doe.
I know you do.
Hey, what up? What up, doe? Hey, this is the hook.
That's such bad grammar.
This is the hook. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Jeff Flo, along with Mr. Leland Stein on my right, and on my left, Mr. Keith Butler.
What up, Detroit? What up?
Right.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Hey, we're talking politics.
Boo.
Or hold on, wait a minute.
Boo.
Politrics.
Boo.
And I'm here staring at this Trump-looking fish here in this tank.
Lord.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you.
This fish doesn't have anything to do with politics.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry.
He
fish.
knows. He doesn't know race or anything else.
Yeah, that's the beauty about fish. You know, that's the
The
beauty.
beauty about animals. Man.
Yeah, that's the
they
beauty
don't,
about. They don't. Hey, no racist animals out there.
they just know if you're not this kind of animal, you dinner. That's all it is,
Right.
If you're not a wolf, you just food.
You
bro.
just
That's all
food.
it is. I don't care.
That's
what you
right.
look like.
It's like
It's
It's
like
a rough
chicken.
life out there.
You might be a
Yeah.
wolf.
Oh,
Still
man.
dinner.
And how God put these animals, they be battling. I've been watching those pole lions, man. They got the roughest life in the world.
That's a rough life.
Because if they out there killing things, but them other lions, especially male lions,
Man, I tell you what,
they die. They get killed by other lions.
them hyenas
Over those chicks, man, the women.
Hey, those
Men
hyenas
always
though.
get killed over
That's-
women.
that's the way
Those
it goes with
hyenas,
everybody.
those a pack of hyenas. they
hyenas
be-
bad.
Oh man,
But you know, crazy thing
they're not afraid of those lions. are
Not in the pack, because
Right.
20 of them against 2-1 lions.
they? Right.
Yeah, that's hard to be afraid of.
But you're afraid of those Detroit Lions, though. I bet you that. Because it ain't no team called the Hyenas. It's Detroit Lions. Okay, we back on politics. Let's get back to this bullshit.
The hyenas.
I'm sorry. Why did I say that? I'm
Because
sorry.
you said it, because you missed it.
Respectfully, let's get back to this bullshit election.
Don't
I
apologize.
don't know
if
what
you
to
don't
say. All I know is I ain't watching no news. I don't want to hear it. You can't help but pack it up.
That's the sad
America.
part about it.
It is.
Sometimes if you don't watch it, like my sister always said, you
Right.
saw, I'm like, I don't watch the news, Ife. She said, well, you need to watch it so you know what's happening. I said, well, I use you for my news source, which I generally do. But I'm with you. I hate watching the news because I don't know what happened to America in this election, and I'm still pissed off about this. It just shows the level of racism, the level of disregard for, to me, it was like, I just want to win. That's all it was to me. To me, it was just, I want to win. Forget the most qualified candidate. Forget the fact that if you have a felon, you can't get a job at McDonald's. You can't get a job at McDonald's, but you got a felon, a 34-count felon.
Working at McDonald's at one time. He
Running.
worked-
I ain't even talking about that. That was a joke.
I know that was a joke,
That was
but
a
I'm just
stupid
saying.
joke. But you got a felon with 34 counts against him running in the top seat of the country.
Right.
But you couldn't get a job at a Dollar Tree with one felon count.
That's right.
How does that work?
That's terrible.
Because I'm so racist, I'd rather have him in than a prosecuting attorney who's a black woman. Been in politics for years, knows it.
And working as the vice
heartbreaking.
president
It's heartbreaking.
of this country right now.
Yeah, right now.
And then when I saw her in Congress.
Oh, man, that had to hurt.
Oh,
that had to hurt. When she was doing the count,
yes, man.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God.
no, I'm like,
you could
that's-
see the anger.
I can
the
see it,
disappointment.
man.
You could see it.
Yeah.
But Butler, you mentioned, of course it's the races involved, but all of a sudden.
not just racist.
No, yes, another factor that came into the equation that didn't exist 20 years ago. No, the internet. Because what has happened is
Well, yeah,
the internet is unpoliced and everybody can spew information.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the algorithms, which I understand why, because I love it. If I go to Facebook, go somewhere, and I go to like a Black History site, then they'll recommend something to me. And I say, oh, I like that. But unfortunately, when you're doing negative stuff, they'll recommend that to you if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And you could get fed all this information, just bombarded, because Trump, they put out stuff and it's not true. If truth is just gone. I don't know how the country can exist if we can't. Truth don't rule who we are in the foundation of the country.
But how?
If you can lie and win, you only can lie and win because of the internet.
No, not just because of the internet.
Yeah, that's where they're getting all this information.
It's quicker than it was.
Yeah.
It's quicker before the internet was.
But you keep getting all
about
this information. It just
Right, it spreads
it
spreads a lot quicker. That's about it.
Ronald Reagan, Nixon, the internet wasn't out then.
Right.
No.
It just took longer for the lies to get out.
Right.
Yeah.
So the internet helps a lot.
But they didn't lie. They didn't lie like they're doing now.
Oh,
Not like Trump and them
Are
lied.
you kidding?
Man,
Well, they lied.
You
They
know
lied.
better than that,
Well,
Stein.
man, this stuff they pulling now is on a whole nother level.
You said Reagan and Nixon didn't lie like
No,
that?
of course they like. Well,
LBJ.
Nixon went
All
to
of
jail.
them.
Yeah, right.
for it. I mean, but,
That's only because he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught.
And if it was righteous, that brother would have still had a job. That brother who
but the
busted them
information can't get
Watergate
pounded on you
couldn't
like
get
you can
another
now.
job.
All right, they was lying, but the information can't get pounded on you and ingrained into your soul
I
like
agree
it
with
can
you.
now.
I agree with you, but
There's
I'm
a
just
big
saying.
difference,
All
man.
I'm saying is
Every day,
All
listen,
I'm saying
radio
is
news,
let's not act
it's
like
just going
this is
on.
the first time politicians have lied.
No, it ain't the first time they lied. But I'm
No,
saying,
it's not.
but this is the first time it's taken so much root. And the other root is,
But it helped. It
like,
helped.
what's Fox News?
Don't
How
talk
can
about
you
Fox
have
News.
a political party? They got their own news channel.
Yeah, well,
And people, it was the most watched news channel in the world. They just lie.
like this
So
comedian.
what you supposed to do?
Listen, this
How we
comedian-
gonna deal with this?
comedian I was listening to, I love Comedy
Yeah.
Central and stuff. This comedian said Fox News is like a white church for old people, for old white men. He said, "Can I get a hallelujah?" Donald Trump said this. Oh yes, amen, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He said like
That's exactly what it is.
white church, black church for white people.
It worked though.
Had me
Fox
cracking
was
up.
the highest
I know it.
rated news
I know
program. And it ain't a news, but they shouldn't be able to pound themselves as a news station.
But
That bothers me here in America. How can you call them a news station?
and see, the thing about news is not supposed to be biased.
Right, that's
Right.
exactly
It's
right.
supposed to be unbiased. It's supposed
Exactly.
to report the facts. But we don't have any more fact checkers.
No.
Right.
The censorship is gone.
Right.
The fact checking goes. Think about when you write, when you first started, all your stuff had to be proofread.
Everything.
All of it had to be fact checked.
Right.
Before it hit the paper.
That's right.
If it wasn't fact checked, did it go in?
Yeah, my publisher, if I came up with anything that she wasn't sure about, I either have it written on my notes or have it on tape.
That's right.
Or they wasn't putting it in there.
And then they checked it
That's right. That's
a
exactly
couple
how
of
it was.
times to make sure you were right. You weren't
Well,
putting out any
he
bogus
not
information.
only representing himself, but he's representing that publication also.
Now, the
But that's my
publications are
point.
still
But
doing
you still want to
decently.
put out proper information.
Right, you got to put
Because
right.
if he's starting to put out wrong information, like you said, it was going to come back to the
the
paper,
publication,
to
right.
the publication, and that wasn't going to be good.
Right, absolutely.
But
It wouldn't
now,
be good at all.
But now, like Stein's saying, Fox will put out whatever they want. They're a multi-billion-dollar station. They don't give a damn. Sue us.
Right.
Sue us.
But now-
We just-
And but the
Yeah.
newspapers didn't. They was kind of doing that, but once the internet got to where it is, and everybody can have a station and a podcast.
That's what I was about to say.
It
As a
kinda knocked-
journalist,
it
Like
knocked
us.
us off.
as a journalist, there are no more fact check.
No.
You can put out anything
That's
you
exactly
want.
right.
Stein is an independent journalist.
We are independent podcasters.
Oh, this is independent
And-
podcast.
And a lot
You
of
can
this
say-
we believe is true, but
Right.
these are our opinions.
Yes.
So, y'all can take it for what it is, but these are our opinions. If you hear something we say that you think is true, check it.
Right.
Check
There
it.
are no more
You know,
Disclaimers.
If you think we're wrong, check it.
But we can't function
These
like
are our
this,
opinions.
though. A guy here attacked the Capitol. How they get away with it?
And you see how easy it was this past January 6th? Nothing happened. Because he won. Had he lost, it'd have been some more crap.
And it's not over
I
yet.
just don't get it, man.
And
It's
it
not-
was a line,
it's not
a
over yet.
landslide.
It's
How
It's
did
not
he
over
win
yet
so
because he's
big?
getting ready to pardon all these people. He's getting ready to release
When you
some
think
of these
about
people.
all
Yeah,
our
probably
Western
will.
European brothers and sisters that we
Sick.
policing, you look at them,
They are sick.
and then you're just like, oh my God, we the only country that attacked their capital. Not Germany, not England, France, Italy, America.
Well,
That really matters,
I
man.
mean, if you go back to
It was
medieval
serious what they
times, there
did
were
at
a
the
lot
Capitol.
There were a lot of revolts, a lot of kings beheaded and all that.
Well,
So
they
you
had
can go
World
back
War
to the
II.
medieval
Yeah.
time, but not recently.
No,
not
heck
modern
no.
times.
No.
But this whole business, I'm so disappointed with black people along with white people. I'm disappointed with our brown brothers, Hispanics, and so forth, because we got food.
Yeah.
And I keep asking us, what were you watching? What were you listening
Well,
to?
they tricked her. They put them things out there. I knew she was going to lose when they called her the border czar. See, that's what I'm saying. You could say that. They put it on. I saw that commercial run about 1 million times.
That wasn't what killed her.
Well, wait a minute. That border stuff mattered, man.
But you know what killed
her.
her?
But they ain't the gay stuff.
The gay stuff, the trans stuff.
Yeah.
That's what killed her.
Yeah, they said
because
that. Oh,
we are so homophobic.
Every man is so homophobic.
You know,
it was too much.
What would you?
Especially black men.
Let me ask you something. What would you do, Jeff, if some gay guy came up to you and said, "Hey, baby, I like how you look"? What you gonna do? You gonna beat his butt, or you gonna?
I ain't fighting nobody over that. Just walk away.
I'm just walking away.
I'm sure everybody at this table has probably been propped or talked to a gay guy or knows somebody gay.
Yeah.
You know, you don't let that affect your livelihood and your decision.
No.
I mean, I don't want a gay person teaching my kid. What are you teaching? Homo stuff? No. I don't want you in my neighborhood. I have news for you.
And most people don't even know anyway.
Homosexuals bring up the they
don't know they teach
the value. They're clean, they're neat, they do their own thing. You know, they're not bothering us.
It's kind of confusing. Why you worry about what anybody else do?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been married 40-some years. Why would I worry about?
When was the last time you got raped by a homosexual?
Oh, shit.
Never.
Got raped.
Never.
No.
What about you, Jeff? You ever been raped by somebody gay?
No.
Me either.
Never.
Me either. But that's what we worried about.
Yeah.
Man.
You know,
And then we got all these so-called people ain't gay. We saw what happened in Deliverance. They're a second away from gay. And then they the ones
squeal like a pig, boy.
Exactly.
You know, but you worried about somebody that could care less about you. I don't want that. I don't want them to have to be married. I don't want them to raise children. Okay, well, you're not raising that child.
The problem
that child will
is
sit there in child service protection and have nowhere
so
to go
retarded,
except
ain't it?
for an orphan.
Well, see, the problem is that the Republican Party doesn't really have anything that they do. They just take a hodgepodge of issues, hate issues, and make them and say, okay, join us. You hate gay? Come on. You hate blacks? Join us. You know, they do that kind of stuff. You abortion. You don't want? Come over here.
Oh, listen. Wait.
That's all they are. It's just a hodgepodge of hate stuff.
Wait till they pass these laws.
That's all it
women.
is.
You know,
well, they already took the abortion
they already
from them.
Talking about if a woman is pregnant and she falls down the stairs or she has a miscarriage, she can be prosecuted. You know, if it's an accident, if a woman is sitting on the
Slip
toilet,
and fall.
Yeah, if she slips and falls and that baby dies, they're gonna say, "Oh, she did that to abort that child," and they're gonna prosecute her. I mean, the laws that they're coming up, and all these women who voted for it, they have no idea what's coming down the pipe. But the problem with that is that most of the women who voted for it are probably, white women. And a lot of the white women, well, not a lot, but the women who don't have anything to worry about, they're in the upper echelon, the 10%, the 1%. If our daughter gets pregnant, we're going on a trip to Sweden. She's pregnant as hell, come back, no baby. They can leave the States. And nobody's going to question that. Mm-hmm. But all these other people, women who are middle class and low class, they can't do it.
First of all, they still have abortion. Rich people have abortion.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they got the money to have them. But doctors come and do it. Ain't nobody prosecuting. Ain't nobody doing nothing.
But if the doctor assisting an abortion,
but the rich
that
folk
doctor can be prosecuted.
But they ain't prosecuting each other.
I went to Stein, Low, both of you. I went to my doctor, my cardiologist, several months ago, and we got to talking about the same stuff. I think we talked about
an abortion.
Before.
You had an abortion?
Yes, I had. See, people.
First time in history, the host of the show brother had an abortion.
This is why I don't have any friends. This is exactly why I don't have any friends, ladies and gentlemen, because these clowns. But anyway, my cardiologist.
Quick on his feet.
Yeah, yeah. My cardiologist and I were talking about this, right? And they were talking about this one lady who needed an abortion. I think she was like 7 weeks or something like that. But it was getting to the point where she was getting to the point where she couldn't. And she said the doctors had to go in and have a serious meeting because the price was that if they did this, they could lose their practice. They could be, kicked out of, stopped from being a doctor.
Right.
They could be sent to jail. So they sat down. There's like 3 or 4 of them. and they really discussed it. I think they eventually did it because it was for the ladies' health.
Right.
But, I mean, they were afraid to do it because of the consequences. You know, I might get thrown in jail if I assist you in saving your life. You know, getting rid of this
It might cost me
fetus.
my life.
Yes.
They don't even believe that themselves, the Republicans that did it. It's just a political issue. The Republicans just run on hot button issues.
On
They don't
fear.
do none of the stuff
On fear.
On fear.
Yeah.
Fear. I mean, it's just, but they're winning with it. It's hard
But
to believe.
they've always done that,
Oh,
and
they've
you know that's
always
how
done
they
it.
that's how they
Always
won
done
this
it.
election.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
and if we're so stupid and so
But they are that
fearful that our president has concerns for people of different races, different cultures, different sexual orientation that is going to destroy the United States, then how weak is the United States of America? You know? How weak is the United States of America? United States of America, the bottom line is it was founded on the basis of what's good for older white men.
That's exactly
You know,
it.
I'm going to keep my women in place. I'm
Right,
gonna keep my
exactly.
slaves who are my property in place. I mean, the leader, the first president of our great so-called great country, had how many slaves?
He had slaves.
630 some odd
But
slaves.
Jefferson did too.
Jefferson had what? Damn near 300. These are presidents.
Right.
These are presidents, you know, of the so-called free world. I mean, way back then,
Well,
but
who built the White House?
your ancestors built the White House.
Thank you.
They weren't, I mean, you know, who designed Washington city?
The city of Washington,
Who
D.C.
designed it? Huh? Benjamin Banneker.
Right.
He designed. Some French guy came over and he started, but he quit. And Benjamin Banneker supposedly picked it up and remembered it and finished laying it out. And he redid it and set out the layout for Washington. You know, a black person, but we don't get the credit. But that's another story.
Well, so no,
That's
but
another
your
story.
point is right.
That's
because
another story.
I think that's the only way we can get this thing right is if education's got to do it. Unfortunately, that's why they taking Black
I'm
history.
not going to tell you about your people.
That's what
I
I'm
don't want
saying.
you to know.
That's why you got people in Utah and folk everywhere that don't know black folk. When they see this stuff, all the Mexicans run across, it really ain't enough for them. They're going to do nothing to this country. But if you up there, you don't know no better. They putting it on TV. They saying she's the borders out and it's going to run. Remember the commercial they did? It looked like the whole country was going to hell, right?
And they kept showing that
now
one
think
guy.
about all these people in Utah, Montana, everywhere.
Right. And so the one,
They showed that one guy.
They did.
Kamala Harris
Right.
let him out of prison.
Right.
He killed
Exactly.
3 people.
I know.
He killed
It's
my son.
unbelievable, ain't it?
They kept showing that one guy.
Unbelievable.
That one guy. And they kept showing that one commercial that Jeff used to crack up at.
But they did another thing,
You know,
weak.
a
That
zillion
word
times.
weak, they put it in everything. She's weak.
Yeah.
She's weak.
That's why your boy Trump.
But we got to do something about this.
But that's
I
why
don't know how
Trump
to do it.
staged those so-called assassination attempts. So
Staged
he
them.
could staged.
Staged-
They were staged.
okay, I'm just saying.
You've been shot at twice.
Emphasize that. Staged.
You've been shot at twice.
Staged.
And
right.
they missed both times.
Right.
What's supposed
Matt,
to hit his ear? I never.
Hold on, wait a minute.
That's unbelievable.
It's not
Just
like
hit
it's not like this guy was a sharpshooter.
man.
It like hey, it's not
How
like
do you know what he was?
no,
I don't give a
he
damn
was
if he was-
16. Shit, I
I don't
mean,
give
come
a
on.
damn if he was a sharpshooter.
12 or
He had a
whatever. How was
high-powered
it?
rifle with a
12?
scope sitting on a build. Trump bigger than you and me both, and you can hit his ear.
Oh, but hold on.
Body mass, bro.
But guess what?
And
People
then-
on the ground were saying, "Hey, there's a guy up there with a rifle."
Yeah. And then what happened after they shot that boy
It's like,
dead?
what the hell?
They shot that boy dead so that and most times, even when Reagan was shot, they captured him. When Kennedy was shot, they captured him.
Right.
When they shot Lee Harvey Oswald, they captured the guy, took him to jail. You don't kill the assassin. You capture him and you question him.
You're questioning, right?
As soon as that was done, they went up there and they murdered that boy on top of that.
That's
hill.
right. They
You know
murdered.
why? So he couldn't say, "Oh, they told me to do this.
Well, they paid me off.
They paid me off."
Right.
So, we ain't gonna have no leaks.
I don't believe
Get rid
it
of them.
either. Because something's funny about all that.
Oh, come on, man.
He got T-shirts out with the John Carlos and Tommy Smith fists in the air.
Wait a minute.
It's too much, man. I can't take it.
The T-shirt.
What president sells whiskey?
Well,
I saw
what
they
else
got
is
a
he
Trump
selling?
gun. A Trump gun.
Well,
Why
gym shoes.
Jim
watches.
Watches.
He's a hoaxer. He's not even a president. He don't care about running
He's
the country.
a TV personality.
Yes.
But the problem with this election is like you said, he don't care about running it, so he's giving it to his boy Elon Musk. Elon Musk screwed around and bought a country. He bought a government. Can't do it anymore in South Africa, so I'm going to bring our old traditions, apartheid, over to the United States. He's the one. Now, he and Trump are supposedly be falling out.
Like O'Bannon, they all battled it. Maybe they could implode themselves.
I hope
Because
so,
he got
man.
a bunch of knuckleheads up there, man.
Oh, my God.
You see some of these people.
Robert Kennedy.
Oh,
You got
my
a guy who got a worm in his brain, who
Oh, my
picked up a
goodness.
dead bear, put it in his trunk, took it to the park. Oh, was it a deer? Which one was it? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Robert Kennedy's out there freaking.
Can't
all
believe
these
that.
people.
Oh my God.
This is
But
so
that one-
frustrating.
that one kills me,
How
but-
many black people we got on this cabinet?
Oh,
I don't know. I hadn't
No.
even heard.
well, he did have what? What's the doctor that was from here?
Well, no, that was. I'm talking about this cabinet.
Well, I know. I
talking about
don't
Ben
know.
Carson.
Thanks.
Yeah, Ben Carson. But
And he put him in charge of HUD.
And he's
Right.
a doctor.
He a
was
doctor.
Why not make him the
the medical chief medical
yeah,
examiner.
right.
Why not?
That's
This is a brain surgeon.
right.
What the hell do you know about building?
I
a
wouldn't have
build-
took that
house?
job.
You're a brain surgeon, but I'm gonna give you HUD.
Yeah,
Yeah,
build
take
a,
HUD. Housing and
create a,
It's kinda
a
retarded,
project.
ain't it?
Yeah, it's retarded.
housing urban
I picked up my car.
Tim
from-
Scott the same way. Scott Duck went and kissed his butt. You know,
Well, Scott.
Scott has got to be one of the worst. He's Clarence Thomas Jr. Or maybe they're the same person. And they just kind of go over here and go. I don't know, because I don't know any human being. How can he do what he does? He's in South Carolina. How
How did it happen?
what has he stood for?
Himself, bro. What you think he stood
That's
for?
it, ain't it?
What you
Nothing.
think he stood for?
It's amazing, isn't it? You would think, especially like Clarence Thomas, probably the most disappointing, because the whole premise of the Supreme Court is we're going to put you on there for a lifetime so you won't be beholden to your party.
Right.
You would just get a consciousness and vote the law.
And you can be unbiased.
Just read the law and vote on it.
and vote the law. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be unbiased.
But now-
But the problem with that is, like I think we've discussed this before,
God.
they should have a term limitation.
They got to have term limits.
You know, I
They
see
got to, man.
15, 20 years at the
They
most.
have to, yeah.
Get your ass out.
Get out.
Because at some point, and I keep telling people, oh, well, you know, it's the law. No, you know, it's like, scratch that from the record. You've already heard it. And I don't care what position you're in, Supreme Court or not, you are a human being. You have feelings and emotions and personal thoughts.
And
You're going to look at something, and it's going to make you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's
do you-
hard to be
now-
unbiased.
Of course it
do,
is.
do you think a president should be
Well, at
able?
least not biased to a party, though.
Well,
You
no,
can
no,
look
no,
at the
I'm-
thing you read and feel some kind, but just vote party down the whole line. That's what Clarence Thomas has done. He's
Well,
never
that's
strayed
what
away from
everybody
the.
does.
Well, no, the
Now-
homeboy went against the party a couple times. The Chief Justice.
Oh, yeah.
But do you think a president should be able to appoint more than one justice to the Supreme Court?
Well, if a justice passed or something happened, what you?
I mean, I know.
If it happens in your term.
I mean, I mean, how many justices did Trump
I
appoint
know it's amazing.
I don't know.
to the Supreme
3.
Court?
Was it 3?
That's not more than anybody in the history of country. But,
Right.
but he just got lucky because they all came up at the same time. One died, the other was old, sick. I agree with him. Maybe 70 should be the limit. But then that's discrimination against age. I don't know. How,
But I mean, the president can't even stand, you know, for a lifetime.
no.
You know, so
That's true.
why do you make somebody who can control
Law.
I mean, law.
Right.
You know, sit there and decide for.
No, sit there and
Right.
just
Because we can't get it.
And Thomas ain't doing
deteriorate
nothing
on-
but going on trips anyway from these billionaire people.
right, getting paid off.
And that makes him beholden to them.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You know, that makes him
He's got-
beholden
he
to
gotta
them.
vote
Oh,
party
yeah, man,
line.
I'm going to send you and your wife on this
Right,
cruise.
right.
But, you know, when you get back, I need you to look at this law and kind of, you know, tip it toward me. I need to get this oil thing going through. I need to
Right.
get this
They
guy
done busted him
thrown
a
in
couple
jail.
times on that. They reprimanded him, but
Listen,
they ain't put his butt out.
listen. When Anita Hill went before Congress, that should have been enough right
I
there.
agree with you there.
That should have been enough. And I was really surprised because I said, "What? You got this black woman going against a black guy?" I said, "He's done." Because first of all, he's black, and this was what 25 some odd years ago.
Right.
I said, "They ain't no way. They don't want a black Supreme Court." First of all, now they get this woman testifying against him. He's done. I was shocked as hell
Well, they knew they had a
when
lackey.
they let him in.
But
they had to put one black guy on there because
Well, they did.
Thurgood, he took Thurgood's seat.
Well,
and he has a white wife also.
Oh, yeah, no.
Well, she's the head of the Tea Party.
Right.
I know.
That's bad, ain't it? All of it's bad. It's really bad.
I know. But, that's what happens when you're as Paul Mooney would say, when you got the complexion for the protection of the collection.
Mm-hmm.
We need that right color. And it's always been that way. And I think one of the reasons why this abortion law is such a hot issue for them is because white people are becoming a minority, and the more that they mix with Asians, black people, Chicanos, and so Mexicans and so forth like that, it
reduces the number of the race.
But okay,
they're being diluted.
But
they say,
but it's still
they say
a
about
gazillion more than we ain't but
2050,
15%. Let's keep. If you go up in northern Michigan,
I'm not talking about the United States. I'm talking about worldwide.
Oh, worldwide. But
Worldwide, they're a minority.
I don't care about that.
I think even in the United States, they're becoming a minority.
Oh man, you go up. Come on, man. Every area outside of the city is white.
I knew
across the whole country.
Probably
everywhere you drive. I done drove across the country about 5-6 times. Went up to
Crazy
Utah.
As hell. You drove across the country?
Oh yeah.
That's a long ass drive, bro.
Oh yeah.
You said every what now? Say it again.
He said about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
He drove across the country.
Every state.
You're right.
If you leave the cities, it's all white.
You're right.
No matter what state.
Suburbia. That's right.
No,
okay.
It's suburbia. It's urban. Yeah. It's country.
Yeah. And they scared.
They say urban for us.
Now see, back to education. Back to education, Butler. If we could somehow get to the point where education can rule, and we could show each other's history, then them people in these rural areas would understand things a little better because they don't know no black people. But all they see is the junk they see on TV.
Or reading the paper.
Oh yeah.
Or we're told by their great grandparents.
Told by the people
like that.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a bias. But it's just because America's made it that way. So you're gonna be.
But I don't want you to know about them. I don't want you to know how successful and what the accomplishments of black people.
That's
because what it does is it makes us realize that we're no better than they are. Mm-hmm. We're beneath them, or they're above us. Well, same thing, but I don't want my children to feel bad about what their ancestors have done. First of all, I don't want them to think that they're not better than a black person. You got, like you said, these people living in rural America who actually believe that they're better than Kamala Harris because she's black.
Well, they put the
they
DEI
live in a damn
out
trailer.
There. They say, oh, she's a DEI hoe.
They live in a damn trailer. They drive a rusted out pickup truck. God dang it, I'm sure enough better than you, black girl.
With your PhD.
Yeah. you didn't earn it.
Right.
That's what they all said. Now see, that's another thing Trump then put in there. These rural people really believe that they're giving black folk jobs that's less qualified. Because they keep doing it. That's why DEI was a big deal. At first, it was affirmative action, where it helped. I was affirmative action hired Hughes Aircraft Company. Probably was affirmative action.
Are you talking about diversity?
Yeah, but after they destroyed affirmative action, then people started saying, "Wait a minute, we got to do something," and they came up with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and now they destroyed that. I mean, God, man, we can't. We take 2 steps forward and 4 backwards.
No, 2 steps forward and about 50 backwards. They're literally trying to go back.
It's just unbelievable.
They're literally trying to go back to the to the Civil War era, where blacks and people of color are beneath their foot, beneath their shoe, and that's where they want it. And the sad thing is it's only the upper 10 and 1%. So it's somewhere right there. They don't care about whether you're white, black, green, yellow. It doesn't matter. I don't want you affecting my livelihood. You think about it. It's like for the upper 1% down to the 10%. It's like living on a mountaintop above the clouds. Everything up there, the air is fresh. You can't see below the clouds, so you're going to see all the garbage, the hate, the murder. All you see is your beautiful white clouds.
No doubt about it.
You see
them homes
and all that junk. That's all you see. You're safe away from reality. And that's their reality. Their kids grow up thinking that everything is like this. I mean, and I'm hypocritical about that because I grew up in a middle class family, and my oldest brother said the thing about middle class is thinking that it's always going to be like that. Until you have to move out the house and do things on your own, you realize, oh, I was lucky to have these parents blessed who took care of everything. Now I got to figure it out. I may not be middle class when I move out, but the problem is that these kids who are in the upper echelon of society, the uppers and so forth, they have no idea. You go into these high inclusive private schools where presidents' kids, senators' kids go, and they're all white. 99%.
They never seen the inner city.
They never seen it.
Right. They never stepped out of the bus.
Right.
To even sense what it's like.
And it's so inclusive. It's so inclusive for them alone. They don't even, hear about black tragedy or how bad black people are or how bad Chaldeans and so forth are. They don't even get that information.
Well, see, that's
all they know is that we're living in heaven.
If we don't teach this stuff in school, we ain't gonna never
I'm
get
not
no
going to
collection.
teach that to my kids. I don't want my kids. Think about.
They don't want them to
You
know.
don't want your
Think
kids to
about,
what?
I'm saying as a white person, a billionaire, I don't want my kids to know all that.
No. Well,
Let
yeah,
them
because
just
then
be exposed to happiness.
that's why I can feed you garbage and you'll believe it.
Right.
But if like a movie like the Girls, the one Tyler Perry just made that I saw.
Oh,
66,
688,
yeah. Just think, in school, the white schools, everybody should see it. So like I said, because I watched all them World War II movies, there was never no black people in the movies.
Listen.
Not one. Say with the Cowboys and Indians will never know niggas out of the West. Now ooh, I said they did it. But
Yeah,
they
did.
was on them horses because they was free and they was wild and they was out there bringing it.
The only thing you know about
But you never
about
saw
black
them in the
people on
movies.
horses is Buffalo Soldiers.
Right.
Maybe.
But everybody else don't.
And
We
but-
know because we looked it up and researched it.
But the Lone Ranger. Who's the Lone Ranger based on?
I don't know.
Who was it? Bass Reeves.
Bass
Oh,
Reeves, the
yeah.
Bass
black
Reeves,
man.
the black marshal, Bass
In
Reeves.
Texas.
In
Right.
Texas.
Yeah.
And he's the Lone Ranger because nobody wanted to ride with a black man. Or like you said,
I knew
nobody wanted to
Bruce.
ride with their brother.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a white horse, and then, you watch the series, and I watched another movie about him, and he ends up hooking up with this drunk who ended up being Tonto or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is kind of like the basis of the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we
But they
see the
made him
movies,
white
but we need our
with an
white
Indian
brothers and
sidekick.
sisters to see it. You know what I'm saying?
They did see it.
No, they didn't.
They saw it. It was white boy on a white horse with Tonto.
I'm
They
just
saw
talking
it.
about some of the movies that we made that highlights black achievement and not really dogging white people.
Like the 688.
Yeah, our white brothers and sisters
Excellent
need
film.
to see it. That's all I'm saying. But they
688
ain't going to
is
see it. I bet
Look-
you only about 10% of the white people see it.
And-
So
and
the ones
those-
that need
listen,
to see it
those
so
who
we can
see it-
all look at each other's struggles and the things we've been through, once we can see that, it will change some of these white folks' minds.
Yeah, right. But
It
those
really
who
would.
see it probably don't believe it happened because they're talking about those
Oh, no.
sisters. Those sisters went through 17 million pieces of mail in 3 months, and they were only given 6 months to do it. They are probably looking at it like, "Oh, that shit didn't happen. That's impossible. 800 women, black girls can't do that."
Well,
They
first of
set
all,
it up to fail.
the one who was leading it was a physicist, had a degree from Wilberforce.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, math degree too, 2 degrees. Yeah, and then she became the first black colonel or whatever the hell she was. Yeah, she's a bad girl. I had to look her up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my point, I keep sounding like a broken record.
No, you don't.
Because I'm an educator. And the fact of the matter is, if we can't get them to see some of these things, because we see some of these good movies that highlight some achievements that we made through history, but they don't.
Well, it's
They ain't
hard.
seeing it. But it helps us learn our own history.
But-
But we need them fools to recognize, because they ain't going to be in the history
But
books.
our young people need to see
They ain't
that
gonna
also.
teach it.
Yeah,
Our young people need to see
it
it.
too.
Yeah, they do. For ourselves. We
Right,
need.
for
But
ourselves.
it would be better if our co-Americans saw it too. And they don't push it on them to do it. And they ain't going through that, oh, I ain't going to see no black movie. They going to see whatever the hell they want to watch.
But now I was watching. I think it was Stamped from the beginning on Netflix. I think it was, and that was a rough watch.
What
What
is it?
movie was that?
I think it was Stamped from the beginning.
What
It
What was that about?
About black life throughout the United States, growing.
Stamped.
I think it was stamped from the beginning.
I gotta see that.
I think it was on Netflix.
The name of it was Stamped from the Beginning.
I think I can't remember. I saw it several months ago.
So it should still be on Netflix. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's on Netflix, I'm trying to find it.
And it was,
Who starred in it?
It was documentaries.
Documentary.
They were sitting down. They had a lot of women, one brother. They're just talking about life as black people in America.
Mm-hmm.
Showing lynchings and stuff like that, and talking about the Tulsa bombing and all that kind of junk. And it was a hard watch because you sit there and you watch what happened to your ancestors and your people, and it just burns you. And so I can almost understand why a lot of them don't want to watch it because,
they should be made to watch. That's why I said it's got to happen in schools.
That's a lot of guilt that they just don't want.
But that ain't guilt. That's just facts, and we can be better. Some people look at it and say, we ain't going to get nowhere if we don't look at this stuff.
No argument with that.
If we don't deal with it as a reality, because they think everybody doing drugs or the city's all messed up. They don't know it's engineers there. People like you, Jeff, me. Mm-hmm. They look at Detroit
I'm not
and
an
say,
engineer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a video artist.
But
retired.
How many African American classes are in white schools?
None.
Okay, then. Hey.
It should
they should start there.
We're learning white history, right?
Right.
The history we're taught is from their perspective. Because the ruling party, unfortunately, gets to dictate history, curriculum, and everything. Mm-hmm. So what we're getting is the way they want it to be told. Mm-hmm. But that's the only way we're going to get it better is through education. If we can't get to the point, it ain't going to never get right.
All right, y'all. We over our time.
Make it mandatory.
And we hope you all enjoyed that discussion.
Make it mandatory.
Was, we started off talking about politics and this business with Donald Trump, and I hope the Canadian Prime Minister doesn't cut off our power because he's threatening to do that.
And fish.
If Trump, shut up with the white fish. If Trump does,
here's a brother with a white fish.
If Trump puts in these tariffs on Canada may threaten and cut off our power, which in this time, as cold as it is, like 20-some-odd degrees, we cannot afford that.
No,
but we want to thank you all for listening to The Hook again, powered by True Detroiter. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. Kind of got a little racial and a little heated, of course, but sometimes, like Stein said, we need to hear this. We need to be told. We need to be informed. I'm Keith Butler with my co-host, Jeffrey Lowe.
Jeff Lowe.
And our main man and sports analyst, Leland Stein.
Oh, yeah.
More than just an analyst of sports.
Stick around. We'll be back again soon. Again, like we said before, have a happy new year. And make 2025 positive, move it in the right direction. No negativity. Let's fight it and make it safe and good and prosperous for us all. Thanks a lot for listening. We're out.